Transformation is the key. Okay, so what are you doing with, the copyrighted content that you want to use? And are you creating new value, adding something new, different? This has been the heart of the fair use case law over the last, I'd say, 20 years or so, and it is a big consideration. So is it new expression, new meaning, new message? Or, like I said, does it supplant the objects of the original? If you're doing the same thing that the original work was doing, you're going to be in trouble. But if you're doing something with a totally different purpose, and it's a new tool or it has new meaning, you're going to be, that's what we call transformative. Do you have a transformative purpose? Can you articulate it? And is it something within your work that when other people watch it, they're like, oh yeah, I get it. I get what you're doing is different and new, and et cetera. Okay, so to the much anticipated examples. This was a case called Blanche versus Coons. Andrea Blanche is a photographer. She took this photo of this pair of legs over here for an ad that appeared in Allure magazine. Jeff Koons is a very famous artist. He's also famous in the fair use world. He's been sued. I think this might have been the third time he was sued for copyright infringement, and the first time he won. So he used a fragment of the Allure photograph there in the black and white, and you can see where the feet, the second from the left, have been inverted. But he took the original photograph, scanned it, did what he did. But there the court held that this was a fair use because his painting was using the photograph to comment upon the culture and attitudes promoted and embodied in the Allure magazine. And this was, while he wasn't commenting on Andrea Blanche's specific photograph, he was commenting on the ubiquity of this kind of imagery and using that as an example of that imagery. And the court said that using that original photo as fodder for his commentary, a bigger picture commentary on society, was a fair use. Here's another fun one. So this was decided back in 1998. And here Paramount Pictures was sued by Annie Leibovitz for creating this photograph on the right for their ad for the movie Naked Gun 33 and a third movie. So, okay, so here we are. This is like commercial in the greatest sense of the word commercial because they have created an ad that is using a, copyrighted content to sell a commercial product. It's to sell tickets to go see their movie. But the court held that this was a fair use. They said it was a parody, it's transformative, the ad was not merely different, it was different in a way that may be reasonably perceived as commenting on the original. So that's the thing. It's like, I'm not just using that because it's funny and cool, I'm actually using it to comment on what was going on in that photo or the ideas that that photo expressed. And then, just so we don't think they're all for fair use or easy, this is a case called Montage versus Maya magazine. They published 6 photos of this famous pop star's wedding, which she was trying to keep secret. And her image was better, they seemed, if she was like the single pop singer, but they went to Vegas and they got married. They took like a total of 6 photos. So then one of their bodyguards found a disk drive that had these photos on it and tried to blackmail them to like get the back, and they wouldn't pay, whatever. So he sold them to this magazine, and the magazine published them. And then they were sued by the couple, by the husband and wife. And so, the argument for fair use was like, no, this is news. These people are famous. They think that they can go around and say, I'm single, I'm not married, da, da, da. They are married, and we are not just going to tell you they're married, we're going to prove it with photographs. But as proof to tell a story that's exposing a lie by a public figure. And here the court held that the use of the photos was not a fair use. They said that, you know, there wasn't a new work based on the photos, but rather that they used them for the same purpose that the plaintiffs created them in the first place, which was to document the wedding. And so the court held that there was minimal transformation, and it was undercut by the fact that this was commercial. So it's very clear that they're using these photos because they know it's going to sell their magazine. These examples demonstrate it's really not easy. It's very fact specific. So what do you do if you want to actually rely on it? You know, one of the most helpful and things that my clients rely on and that I tell people to rely on all the time are these best practices guides that are put out by the Center for Social Media at American University. So what these guides do is they identify common classes of situations to which fair use is likely to apply. And they're written for users, not for lawyers. And so they can be really useful for kind of understanding general categories and boundaries of what is or what isn't safely fair use.